up, vlog friends? I hope you're having an awesome day. Today, Glenn and I are going to show you how we make our holiday meals. We typically do some type of vegan roast for our Thanksgiving and for Easter and for Christmas. So we thought we'd show you what we do. It's quite simple, nothing too crazy. It's a really, really easy way to enjoy a vegan dinner.
Piggy pig pig. This is Lola's new favorite toy.
She ate the tail off of it.
Did she really?
Yep, look. There's nothing but a little butt nub. There you go. Good job, Lola. Okay, let's go. All right, vlog friends, this is what we are working with today. We are going to make this Gardein holiday roast. Gonna throw on some peas and carrots, some mashed yam potatoes, make a salad, warm up some stuffing because we were too lazy to make some, and make some cranberry sauce. Let's get going. So I've preheated the oven to 425 and we're gonna start peeling these potatoes. Glenn, would you like to tell everybody about the first time my mom asked you to peel carrots?
Well, this was a long time ago, the first time I ever went to your parents' house. And the very first dinner we had there, they said, hey, let's just give Glenn an easy job. And they gave me this peeler. It was a bit different than this, and I accidentally had it around the wrong way. So it wasn't doing anything, it was just basically doing this.
I swear to God, you did it for like a good 10 minutes. My mom's like, where are these carrots? Like, why are you taking so long? And she turns around and there's Glenn like hardcore struggling with it.
Doing it the wrong way around.
Granted though, that one was a really, really skinny little silver looking one and you could have done it either way. It was not easy. So while Glenn's doing the peeling of the potatoes, I got the Gardein loaf. I'm gonna put it onto a baking pan, then cover it with some aluminum foil.
Yes, you said it right.
I just said it, just to get a crack out of you guys.
Like ever.
Like ever. And I'm gonna put it over top of the roast, making sure that it's pretty covered. And then I'm gonna chuck it in the oven. And this is gonna go on for an hour and then we're gonna check it. Aha. So the Gardein pack also comes with gravy. I have a feeling that we probably won't need more than just one packet, so I am going to chuck one of these in the freezer and take the other one and keep it in the sink so it can just defrost. All right, next up I'm starting on the cranberry sauce because it does not need to stay hot. This is something that you can pre-do and it'll make your life easier. Biggest thing is have everything prepped before you need it prepped because it's no fun when you're cooking and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I forgot to do this, and then you're rushing to try and catch up. It's just easy to pick out what you can kind of pre-do first. Since it's just Glenn and I'm only gonna do 2/3 of the pack. I'm gonna save this for juicing for the next few days because I like making cranberry juice. Okay, I'm gonna turn the cranberries on to kind of a low-medium heat. I'm also going to add a little bit of sugar to it. Lots of the time people use a large amount of sugar when they're making cranberry sauce. I like mine pretty tart and I don't want tons of sugar. So I'm probably just gonna pop in 2 tablespoons, or 2 heaping tablespoons. I'm also going to put in about 2 tablespoons of water into this. I'm gonna add a tiny drop of lemon juice. You could also use a little bit of orange juice, but I don't have that, so I'm using some of this. You could also obviously use fresh, but I'm too lazy. So I'll give this a stir. We'll start with this, and if we need to add anything else to taste, that's what we're gonna do. But like I always say, it's 10 times easier to go a little bit less to begin with and then work your way up with flavors. All right, for these potatoes, we just wanna get them into kind of similar sized chunks, and we will put them in a pot and cover them with water until we're ready to turn them on in a little while. All right, I am putting the potatoes into a bigger pot and I'm gonna cover them with some cold water just so that they don't discolor and oxidize. All right, so these aren't on. I'm gonna put them on probably in about 30 minutes or so, but for now, let's just keep them there with cold water in there. In the meantime, I'm gonna roughly chop these carrots. These will probably go into the little pot that the cranberry sauce is in once the cranberry sauce is done, just because I only own that one small pot. Just remember that you want things to be roughly the same size. Like realistically, if one is like this size and one is like this size, this small one's gonna cook way faster than this bigger one. So you're gonna wanna try and keep everything somewhat the same size, just so that it's all done at the same time. All right, we'll keep these over to the side. And in the meantime, I'm going to chop up some of this romaine lettuce for a salad. Every year we have some type of salad with a holiday meal. I prefer some type of green salad. Some years we'll have like a spinach salad with strawberries and pecans. Some years it's just a pretty basic romaine salad. I'm pretty chill tonight. I think we're just gonna have something pretty basic. So now we wait. I'm gonna keep checking on the cranberry sauce and keep stirring that as it's cooking. And then in about a half an hour from now, I'm gonna start the water with the potatoes because those will need a little while to cook. But I'll talk to you guys then. So this is how the cranberries are going. I turned the heat down just a little bit and I will probably pull them off quite soon. They seem to be almost done. It's basically done when they're getting quite mushy and starting to all squish together. I think what I'm gonna do is transfer that into a bowl and then let it cool down and then do my taste testing and add any more sugar or any more of the lemon juice or anything else after the fact. I need that pot, like I said, I don't own more than one small pot, so I do need that to cook my carrots and my peas. Not just yet, but I will need it quite soon. So I'm gonna transfer those berries over into a bowl. So while we're waiting for everything to cook, I wanted to tell the story of when we made your grandparents' Christmas dinner. Glen's grandparents have since passed away, so this story makes it all the more special because it's just a moment that we really cherished with them. They entrusted us to cook holiday dinner one year, and like for a set of older grandparents, that's a really big deal because they have such like precise set ways, hello, that they have their meals, just precise dishes that they'd make. And so it was a really big deal that they allowed us to cook for them. And so I was freaking out, naturally. I've never cooked for anyone in Glen's family before. What are you trying to do?
I don't know.
What are you doing?
I'm the center of attention here. It's story time, it's not standing on people's shoulders time.
So that's your final spot?
You're such a parrot. Anyway, back to
my story. So this was before we were vegetarian, and Australia doesn't commonly have like frozen whole turkeys. They're not, you can't find them. At least when I first moved over, it was really, really difficult.
It was hard. We went to about 5 different shops.
Like up and down the coast, just couldn't find anything. We ended up finding like maybe a turkey breast or like a small chunk that would have been able to feed like 4 people, but not with like tons of leftovers. So I was super excited that I even found turkey in the first place because it's not super common for them to eat on their holidays. We got the majority of the meal ready in Gosford where we were living, and then we brought everything in like covered Tupperware, and like everything that didn't finish cooking we brought to his Nan and Pa's house. So we get to their house just before 7 o'clock, so we're already running super late.
I usually eat dinner every night by like 6.
Yeah,
6
at least. So we're already running late.
And then we got all the stuff out of the car. There was tons of stuff. We started cooking and didn't start plating up things till like 8:30 or afterwards.
I felt so bad, but like I really tried to do like every single dish. Like I was tried to do
we had
potatoes
a huge
and this
thing.
and
We had
that.
when they walked out to the table, there was just bowls and bowls and bowls.
There's no way that two
every
older
single
people could have
vegetable,
ever
all
eaten
this
that.
stuff. They started eating like at 8:30, 9 o'clock. They probably had what?
3 bites?
Quarter of a plate. We shouldn't have cooked that much. I don't know why we cooked so much.
Because I was really, really excited at 21 years old that your family
gigantic feast
invited me to cook something so important, and I just didn't want to let everybody down, and so I just went overboard. And
it was just plates everywhere.
It was so yummy, but like we honestly didn't end up eating until close to 9 p.m. and they were starving, and I felt horrible, but I couldn't make things cook any faster. And
I actually wasn't that hungry. I only had a few bites, and then I started forcing myself because I felt bad for you.
I was so embarrassed.
I'm so full.
So learn from my mistakes. Start early if you are cooking a holiday meal, and if you are cooking for older folks, they don't necessarily always eat that much. So I found out. I love that memory, it's pretty funny. So the roast has been on for about half an hour. I'm now gonna turn on the back burner just below high for the potatoes and get that kind of going. I have the packet of gravy sitting in a bowl of warm water just to defrost. Let's start the water for the peas and carrots. Just put it on high, and as soon as it's boiling, we can chuck the carrots in first. Potatoes are going well, and the roast is smelling fine. The best part about vegan roasts though, you can't undercook them. The only bad thing is if you overcook them, so don't let it overcook. Before I forget to mention it, I don't always use just peas and carrots as like my side veg. A lot of the time I will do like shaved Brussels sprouts with pecans and cranberries, or beans with silvered almonds, or kind of whatever is either in the fridge, or if I specifically want to go out and buy like certain ingredients to make those certain dishes, I will, but I'm just using kind of main staple what I would go for when I'm cooking holiday meals. But I was thinking maybe if there's any other like specialty side dishes that I can think of, I might do a separate video on like individual dishes on my main channel and do like more kind of proper food videos that way rather than a casual vlog. Let me know if you'd like that, but I do have a couple of other like side dish recipes that I could be sharing. Did you guys notice my new shirt, by the way? I got it off of one of those Facebook ads. I realized that they have a raven rather than an eagle, but apparently in the movies, which I didn't notice, it was a raven rather than an eagle. I am a Ravenclaw too, by the way. That was like rocking me to my core when I found out. I always thought that I was a Hufflepuff for years, and yeah, I took the Pottermore test and lo and behold, I am a Ravenclaw. So hence my new Ravenclaw swag. Okay, so I'm going to pull the roast out of the oven and get the tinfoil wrap off of it. It's like 2 minutes away from being in for an hour. And so what I'm gonna do is take this off. And I think for the stuffing, I'm just gonna add it like around the sides to heat it up for the next like 10 minutes or so while everything else finishes. I'll put the carrots in right after I put the stuffing along the sides. I'm gonna use that much stuffing for the 2 of us tonight. I don't wanna heat up much more than we're going to eat. I'm also going to quickly add some dried red onion, some oregano or organo. What's it supposed to be? And some garlic powder. There already is some spices on this. I just like to add a little bit more. And some black pepper. And I'm gonna chuck that back in the oven, and I'm not putting the tinfoil back on top. I'm gonna let this crisp up. I'm also going to turn the temperature up to about 450, and I'm gonna chuck the carrots in this boiling water. I'm gonna leave the carrots in for probably 3 to 4 minutes before I chuck the peas in. So if I stick a fork into these potatoes, or I guess the knife that I have handy, they seem to be ready to go. So I'm gonna have Glen empty the water into the sink. So apparently I have absolutely no appliances because the only thing that I have to mash potatoes is currently my little whisk. So this is what I've been using. I'm just gonna initially break up the potatoes. I'm then taking my Earth Balance butter substitute, and I am putting in a scoop of that I will then mix in with the potatoes. And I'll also put just a little splash of almond milk. Tons of black pepper, a little shake of cinnamon, and a tiny little shake of nutmeg as well. Just a little wee bit. And then I whip it good. Cool, potatoes are done. I'm gonna chuck a lid back on that just to keep them hot. I moved the peas and carrots to the back burner just so that it wasn't directly in my way when I was working. And the roast and stuffing should only be another about 6 to 8 minutes. So we're good to go on time. So the gravy has completely defrosted. I'm going to cut open the package and pour it into my measuring cup. And then I'm gonna put it in the microwave just because I don't have another pot. Typically I would put it in a small pot like that and then heat it up that way because I don't really like using the microwave more than I have to, but I just don't have enough tools. So I emptied the peas and carrots, added a tiny little bit of that Earth Balance butter to them. The gravy is heated up and ready to go. The cranberry sauce tastes fantastic, so I don't really need to do anything to change it. I have the ranch for the easy little romaine salad that I have, and all we're waiting on is the buzzer to go off, which realistically should be going off any second now. So there is the Gardein log all ready to go. I'm gonna plate the stuffing and let this sit for about 2 minutes before I try and cut into it. I'll plate everything else and then I'll come back and cut this and plate this. All right, so I've just transferred that roast onto a cutting board, and I know that Glen loves the end piece, so I'm gonna cut him a big end piece. But when you cut it open, this is what it looks like on the inside. Ooh la la, it's kind of like what chicken cordon bleu kind of is, where it has like stuffed stuff in the middle. I'm gonna chuck this on the plate and then we're gonna eat. All right, so here is what the meal ends up being. I'm going to scoop some cranberry sauce right on top of the pile because I want it on everything. I'm gonna pour the gravy all over my potatoes, make like a little well, and a little bit over the meat. Oh yeah, boom, and that's how you do it. Who the hell says vegan dinners are boring? Screw that, doesn't have to be. So there you go, our finished vegan holiday dinner. Let me know if you guys are going to use any of these ideas and or what you eat for holiday dinners, but we are going to mow right into this.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited to eat this.
Me too. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I think tomorrow's video will be more of a daily style vlog again, but it's been nice to kind of not film our entire day because this is the longest we've ever consecutively vlogged for, and it's hard.
We're doing pretty good.
We're doing pretty good. I'm quite proud of us.
Yep.
But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you in the next one. Don't forget to leave us a comment, okay? Okay, bye.
Bye.
Mwah.